morning, everybody. Grace and peace to you from our Lord Jesus Christ and all the saints here in the storeroom, um, which is also obviously in Central California. Coming to you from the storeroom this morning because we have some pretty good news on the UPS situation. Even though that green light isn't on, and it should be, at least this red light is out. Green light's not working. The red light was working fine, telling us that the unit is down. So our UPS has been repaired. The display doesn't work, but at least it's powered up now. It's doing its thing, and we're hopeful. So they put in this. So this is the actual UPS brain that died. There's a bunch of batteries behind that wall back there where these power cords go. And those. So, yeah, they came out and they repaired this thing. This is the thing that died. Apparently it got clogged with a bunch of foreign matter and it got hot. And it's pretty warm in here. I'm comfortable. Usually I'm chilly. And if I'm comfortable in a room, that means it's way too warm for computer equipment. So we're going to have to get the temperature in here down. But they got that repaired. They put this bad boy in. I don't know if I can open this thing or not. I guess we can. So we have our it's a transfer switch basically. And look, there's the actual switch. So yeah, they spent about a day putting this thing in. See all the wires up to it. And basically, this will transfer us over from utility power to generator power, just like that. And this guy only needs to hold the load for about 10 seconds or so while the generators all spin up. And then this thing kicks in and automatically transfers over to that. So that's cool. They can also manually bypass this so that when they do need to work on this in the future, we do have utility power to run everything while this is down. Apparently we're just now finding out, we found out yesterday, one thing they didn't do with this when they repaired it is they did not do a load test on the batteries. So we don't know what condition the batteries are in. We have they do a all campus, this is a pretty large campus here. We got, I don't know, 50, 60 buildings here. And they do a power test. So they're going to run everything on generator power. It's usually the last Tuesday of the month, so it's coming up. And we don't know how this guy is going to do, so I guess we're going to find out. So that's the update on the UPS. Hopefully we're closing the book on this, but we don't know yet. Trying to think of, there's a couple other things. It was my anniversary weekend, so I took the weekend off, celebrating 36 years with my wife. So that's wonderful. Network admin wife is a very patient woman. Let me just put it that way. Oh, and then next week I'm going to try a little different format, just for fun. It's not going to be a permanent change. It's going to be a one-time thing. Just going to see how it works out. Instead of making one long video, I'm going to put out shorts every day. So probably just one short a day. But basically it's going to be like, what's the most interesting thing from that day? So I've done a day in the life video before. This is going to be kind of a week in the life. So next week, this video will come out at its normal time on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll put out some shorts every day on something interesting or not interesting at work. And Friday, I don't work on Fridays. In case you don't know, my normal work week is Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So I work 4 10-hour days per week. So yeah, that'll be one little format change next week. Like I said, we're just going to try it out, see how it works, and yeah. But yeah, that's really all that's going on this week. I'm trying to figure out, I got a couple of telephone problems to solve. Oh well, yeah, I did have a switch problem that I rectified yesterday, but I caused the problem. So let's go over here. Let's go into the data center where it's equally as noisy but less warm. All right, here we are. Oh yeah, it's really cold over here. So we added some new Nutanix here. So we added this one, and then over here we added that one and that one. So when we do that, let's go around to the back here. We have to put them on a switch, right? Otherwise we can't get to them. So they get added to these two switches, and then over in that rack there's another two switches. So there's two legs that come off of these things. Right there. See if you can see that. There's cable here, cable here. One will go to the top switch, one will go to the bottom. That way, if we lose one switch, we've still got connectivity, right? Right. So I set the ports up. Everything was working. Unfortunately, what I did was I set it up the old way. You probably don't recall, because I didn't even recall. Our last round of maintenance we had, we changed how these switches are configured. They were in what was called a VBR leaf config. I'm not that versed in fabric, so I can't even tell you what that is. There's probably like two guys out there that know what I said. And I don't even know what I said. But we had to change that. So it was working, but it wasn't right. We don't want that. We don't want fabric all the way to the switch anymore, or all the way to the port level. That's basically what it was doing, extending the fabric all the way to the port. We just wanted to come to the switch, and we'll take care of the ports. So I had to back out that config. I backed it out for three of four of the new servers. Going to do the fourth one this morning. So that was my little Easter egg from yesterday morning. And that basically just involved the server admin would take one of these offline, he'd put it into maintenance mode. And then once it was offline, I could go up and, take all the fabric config off the ports, put just the standard VOS commands on there, tagging the VLANs on there just like normal. And then he would bring the thing back up and it would work. It would still work fine. They were working before, but we just had to get rid of that fabric config off the switch. So, at least at the port level. The switch still participates in fabric, but it's just at the switch level, not at the port level. So yeah, that was yesterday. We started to do some cleanup on that. And anyway, thought I'd make the video at least somewhat interesting and come in here and let you take a peek at our here. Look, more wires. Yeah, so yeah, that config is on these two switches up here. I'd have to change the config on one switch and then the other switch. And we had to do that one server at a time because he wanted the resources, but he didn't want to take them all offline at once. Because the way these Nutanix boxes work, they call it hyper-converged storage and processor power, whatever. Each unit is autonomous, but when you add them together into vSphere or whatever they control them with, then they all share their resources. So they all share the disk, they all share CPU power, whatever. And you can tell I don't run Nutanix. I'm not a Nutanix guy, but that's how I understand it. So rather than like the old school way where you had to have a separate disk array like this guy, they just all talk to each other. They all use each other's disk, and you don't really care what's where. Just let it figure it out. So anyway, yeah. So we got those two switches up there. That's what the our main fiber connections, if you will. They're copper, but they're GBIC connections on the end of it. I'll just go up to one of those, well, both of those switches. The switch right below it is a copper switch, and that's where all the ILO connections go into. IPMI, or whatever they call it. Yeah, and that's all we got here. There's some old physical servers down there that go to something else. They'll all be retired at some point. And everything we have will be virtualized on these guys and these guys. So yeah, those the two server racks we have. And then these two are all reserved for network equipment. So I hope you guys can hear me. I'm getting kind of tired of talking loud. But all right, there we go. Got an update on our UPS, and you got to see a little network porn, as I call it. So yeah, that's all we got for this week. If you like what you saw, you like what you heard, click the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Click the notification bell if you like. And that's all we got. We'll see you all next week for shorts. See you next week, everybody. God bless. Keep praying for Sam.